Imagine a place so small that it occupies only a tiny fraction of the world's oceans. A place so narrow that, on a global map, it almost disappears. Yet every single day, this small stretch of water influences the price of fuel, the stability of economies, and the political decisions of world leaders. This is the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow gateway connecting the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. To many people, it is just another waterway. But to governments, military strategists, energy companies, and financial markets, it is one of the most important locations on Earth. Because through this narrow passage flows the lifeblood of the modern world. Oil. And lots of it. Every day, enormous tankers carrying millions of barrels of crude oil pass through these waters. Their destinations span the globe. Factories in Asia. Power plants in Europe. Transportation networks in North America. And developing economies across Africa. All depend, in one way or another, on the uninterrupted flow of energy through this strategic choke point. But there is another reason the Strait of Hormuz commands so much attention. It is not just a trade route. It is a pressure point. A place where geography, economics, and military power collide. And throughout modern history, it has repeatedly found itself at the center of international crisis. Whenever tensions rise in the Middle East, the world's attention turns here. To this narrow corridor of water. To the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz lies between Iran to the north and Oman to the south. At first glance, there is nothing extraordinary about it. No towering landmarks. No massive cities dominating its shores. Yet its importance comes from a simple geographical reality. There are very few alternatives. The Persian Gulf contains some of the largest oil-producing nations on Earth. Countries such as Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates export vast quantities of energy resources. For many of them, the Strait of Hormuz serves as the primary maritime route to international markets. Without it, moving those resources becomes significantly more difficult and expensive. This geographical bottleneck has transformed the strait into one of the world's most critical strategic locations. A narrow passage. A massive responsibility. And enormous consequences. To understand the importance of the Strait of Hormuz, imagine the global economy as a giant machine. Every machine requires fuel. Factories need electricity. Cargo ships need fuel. Airplanes need jet fuel. Cars, trucks, buses, and industrial equipment all depend on energy. For decades, oil has remained one of the most important commodities in the world. And a significant portion of that oil travels through Hormuz. Day and night, giant tankers navigate the route. Some are among the largest vessels ever built. They carry enough oil to power entire countries. From above, these ships appear like floating cities. Each voyage represents millions of dollars in cargo. Together, they form a continuous stream of energy moving from producers to consumers. This constant movement has helped sustain global economic growth for decades. But it has also created a vulnerability. Because whenever so much of the world's energy supply depends on one narrow passage, any disruption becomes a global concern. And that concern has shaped international policy for generations. Few places generate as much strategic anxiety as the Strait of Hormuz. The reason is simple. If shipping traffic is interrupted, energy markets react almost immediately. Investors pay attention. Governments pay attention. Energy companies pay attention. And consumers eventually feel the effects. Even rumors of instability can create uncertainty. Oil prices may rise. Shipping costs may increase. Economic forecasts may change. This sensitivity exists because the world understands a basic reality. The Strait of Hormuz is not easily replaceable. Its strategic value comes from its unique position. It sits at the intersection of global commerce and geopolitical competition. Throughout modern history, the Strait of Hormuz has witnessed periods of intense tension, regional rivalries, military buildups, diplomatic confrontations, and international crises. Whenever conflict emerges in the region, concerns about maritime security quickly follow. Nations deploy naval forces. Surveillance operations increase. Military planners prepare contingency strategies. The objective is often the same: keep trade moving, keep shipping lanes open, keep the global economy functioning. Because history has shown that instability in this region rarely remains confined to the region itself. Its effects ripple outward, across continents, across markets, across entire industries. Modern competition in the Strait of Hormuz often unfolds in ways that are not immediately visible. Radar systems track movement. Satellites monitor activity from space. Intelligence agencies analyze shipping patterns. Military commanders observe developments around the clock. Unlike traditional battlefields, the contest here is frequently about presence, deterrence, and influence. Every patrol ship sends a message. Every exercise communicates capability. Every deployment signals intent. The water may appear calm, but beneath that calm surface lies a complex network of strategic calculations. Nations seek to protect their interests, secure their trade routes, and maintain stability, all while navigating an environment shaped by uncertainty. What happens if something disrupts traffic through the Strait of Hormuz? The answer extends far beyond the Middle East. Energy prices could rise. Transportation costs could increase. Manufacturing expenses could grow. Supply chains could face additional pressure. The consequences would not be limited to governments or corporations. Ordinary people could feel the impact as well. Higher fuel prices, more expensive goods, increased operating costs across multiple sectors. That is why economists often describe Hormuz as one of the world's most important economic choke points. Its significance is measured not only by geography, but by the scale of its global influence. Today, protecting maritime traffic involves sophisticated technology. Satellites provide real-time imagery. Navigation systems guide vessels through designated routes. Advanced communication networks help coordinate international operations. Modern tankers themselves are technological marvels. Equipped with advanced navigation tools, safety systems, and communication equipment. Yet despite all these innovations, the fundamental reality remains unchanged. Every vessel must still pass through the same narrow corridor. Technology can improve safety. It can enhance awareness. But it cannot change geography. And geography is what gives the Strait of Hormuz its enduring importance. As the world explores renewable energy and alternative fuel sources, some wonder whether the importance of Hormuz will eventually decline. The answer is complicated. Global energy systems are evolving. New technologies are emerging. But energy demand remains immense. And the Gulf region continues to play a major role in global markets. For the foreseeable future, the Strait of Hormuz is likely to remain a critical artery of international commerce. Its strategic relevance may change. Its role may evolve. But its influence is unlikely to disappear anytime soon. Because geography has a way of outlasting political cycles. And few geographical features possess the strategic weight of Hormuz. In the end, the Strait of Hormuz is a paradox. A small place with enormous influence. A narrow passage carrying global consequences. A waterway where economics, politics, security, and geography intersect. Every day, ships continue their journey through its waters. Markets continue to watch. Governments continue to monitor. And the world continues to depend on its stability. because in this slender corridor between land and sea lies one of the most important gateways of the modern age. A place where the movement of ships can affect nations, where regional events can influence global markets, and where a few kilometers of water can help shape the future of the world. The Strait of Hormuz, a narrow passage, a global lifeline, and one of the most strategically significant waterways ever known.